Greetings, I am Live.
And I am Scandal.
And let's play a game together.
Yes.
Luke, you're not fooling anyone. Not only did you fake the buzz on your phone and then go, this one's for me, you then walked over there and proceeded not to talk to anybody. You just stood there with your arms crossed, staring in the distance. Like, if you needed a moment, just say, like, I need a moment. It's okay.
I need a moment, honey. Excuse me. I'll be right back.
Like, just be like, excuse me. It's all right. All right, we're going to call Philip.
Let's call the Philip again.
And Mom's like, the idea that Holly wouldn't want to stand there and eavesdrop on the entire thing sounds unrealistic.
Yeah. I love the green, but we couldn't change the background.
Oh, and when she's standing in the orangish deserts, we couldn't have her runs really quickly over to the edge and holds the phone up so it's next to the grass because there's that ledge and then above it is the green stuff.
Yeah, that would be wild.
That's hilarious. Climbs on top of the bus stop real quick and holds the phone up.
That is dedicated to the aesthetic.
I'm like, but the fact that Holly wouldn't stand there and listen, like, I've made you do it, and I want to hear every bit of this, doesn't sound accurate for the character they built so far. And maybe they're going to change her character quite a bit, or maybe I'm misinterpreting her character, but that feels really weird to me. It feels like she should just stand there and watch you the entire time and listen.
Yes.
Okay, especially since she's been listening in on your other conversations.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, it's so weird. Well, here we go. Da, da, da. Good afternoon, Ms. Roberts.
Hi, Philip. I was wondering if you could get me all the information on those hidden accounts Mary had.
Aunt Mary.
Aunt Mary had. Because we kind of talked about it sort of before, but I haven't brought it up since.
With so few days left, I really must insist you think only about the special condition of the inheritance.
I understand you're going to be vague and redirect me because you have preferences and standards and things, but this doesn't mean that I can't work on everything. Plus, I don't even know if I'm recreating this current part right at all, and I'm definitely not asking.
Without the inheritance, there is no estate, and there is no account.
Well, that's fair, and I agree. I'm just saying, it'd be nice to know, my bro.
Feels like a Poirot plot line somewhere, and my brain's trying to place it, and I can't figure it out.
I mean, I know that. I just want to be sure I know everything. Maybe I don't want to inherit the hidden accounts. Who knows?
You never know. It might also be a ton of debt.
It could be, or it could have weird, licensing agreements and massive amounts of tax that are associated with it. Who knows?
We don't know. Well, I'll see what I can do. In the meantime, tomorrow is inspection day.
I wish that today was inspection day because I really have no idea what I'm doing down here. But since I don't recognize that, we'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, pretty much. Yes, I'm even giving you forewarning. Oh ho ho!
Except
finally,
you wouldn't have given us forewarning if I hadn't called you my dude.
Yeah.
You're opportunistically giving us forewarning and patting yourself on the back for it.
Yep, good job.
But
ta-ta for now, Miss Roberts.
Alrighty, well, that's that. He says click.
Click, except that there is no say.
No, it's true. It's not. The phone says click. This is the phone's dialogue box thing because his face left.
Uh-huh.
I love that.
Actually, I mean, that would work perfectly fine. It would just have to be a buzz oriented at someone, and then all you had to do was be like, oh, that's me, or whomever. Like, you don't have to put the person's name on there
at just all. Remove Luke for a second, then say buzz, then bring him back. Then the dialogue box belongs to no one but the sound. That could work.
Yeah.
I like that. What?
What?
Well, we've already established she's pretty dismissive of men in general, and it seems to be getting worse since her mom showed up. Weird old Muppet. Whoa, that is a strange... We're gonna repair the whole entire road right this instant. Make roadside flower bed. I still feel like we should just be removing the garbage.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Like removing trash, removing debris, removing weeds, removing old fencing. I feel like that is the next step here. Because repairing the road without, taking care of anything. I also love that Holly's on part of the road while we're going to do it, which is kind of fun. We'll just steamroll her out of there.
I mean, I would.
I also love that this means we're going to tear up this part of the road, bring in heavy machinery, including, yes, steamrollers and, your shovel tractors and things like that. We're going to bring in, 5 pieces of heavy equipment, a giant dump truck full of your asphalt, and then we're going to do all this.
Yeah.
It'll be great. And we're going to somehow drive them down here through the garden, I guess.
Yeah, just a bit.
You're back. And by that I mean you didn't leave, but I'm glad you're available again.
Hooray! Oh, yeah.
Now you gotta leave. who was the call from? I don't really have any right to ask, but that's fine. It'd be more better like, is everything okay, or something like that.
Yeah, that's fair. Sometimes I have to admit, I have also felt weird about just going like, hey, who was calling? You know, kind of thing.
From someone you don't know well?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever said, who was that, to someone that I don't know very well, or someone that has been pretty direct about like controlling their personal life, where
Right.
Luke has really been metering the information he wants to share.
You know what? I have to say, sometimes when you've gotten a call, or sometimes like where we're sitting around and you'll get a text or something, I'll be like, who's that? And I'm like, that sounds really fucking invasive.
Ah!
You know, like even me, I've known my friend for years now, and I'm just like, that sounds really personal.
I sometimes have that as well, where occasionally my friend will be like texting furiously and I say, oh, who's that? But I try to do the what's going on or what's up or kind of thing, or hey, is something happening kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, because I'm not trying to invade on my friends' conversations, it's just a, you seem really engaged.
What's up?
Can I join you?
Right?
Kind of thing. Or is something cool happening? What's the tea?
Hi, where's the tea, darling?
Right.
Can I have some?
Who is the call from?
Oh, just some guy. What are we working on?
In the way that he's been really vague about the kinds of errands he's running, what he needs to do on the days he's asked you to watch
He has
Karen.
a boyfriend.
I don't know, but on the days like that he's asked you to watch Karen or things like that, he really has not shared much of his personal life at all. And that's another marker for me of going, he doesn't feel comfortable around Lily or feel like he wants to bond with Lily, because he really is trying to keep her out of knowing who he is and what he does with his time.
So there is a particular trope that I have heard of, and I have found it very unfortunate that it's basically though that a trope that I have heard of only after the fact.
Okay.
But I have seen individuals talk about it going like, so by the way, if your partner or your friend doesn't want you to meet their other friends,
You're not really their friend.
you're not really their friend.
So I've also heard the one of, if your boyfriend doesn't introduce you to his friends, you're not really his girlfriend.
Yep.
And basically what it is if you're not involved in their social group, but you are being framed as, or, told that you are a part of their life, then you're not actually being included. And the harmful piece comes when it says you're not actually his girlfriend, is basically that he has another girlfriend that gets to meet his social group.
Right.
Or that he's not admitting that he's even in a relationship, and when he's in his social group, you don't exist.
Right. I have also, though, felt like part of what potentially is going on there, too, it could literally just be like, I know you're really not going to like these guys, or they're gross, or they're nasty, and you're kind of like, then we need to have a different conversation, too. But I'm also, like, I always get conflicted about that, because sometimes it's just like, I don't get along with everyone, so I don't need to get along with people I don't know. Like, I always thought it was weird. So there was a couple of people that I dated once in a while. There was a lovely gentleman that I dated for a while where I didn't really want to go spend time with his friends. They weren't bad people. I just didn't care. Like, and I met them, like, beforehand, but it was also, like, I didn't really want to go spend time with, basically his friends kind of thing.
Well,
I just wasn't super invested in his experience, which might have just been indicative that basically overall, I mean, I had other issues, which is why we never continued, we didn't continue dating, and I have nothing to say but good things about him. And it was just the fact of that we just really didn't get along. We had very different interests.
There was very little chemistry between them based on what my friend has shared.
Yeah.
And there was also just a level of going, we do have very different interests. There was very little ways for them to overlap their time that was actually both of them doing something together rather than side by side.
Yeah.
And so what I was going to say is there's a difference between I don't feel like hanging out with your friends, and you've never introduced me to your friends, I don't even know who they are, kind of thing. And that's what we're talking about here, where for me, there are many of my friends that haven't spent time with each other at all, but they all know who each other are conceptually, because I talk about my friends to my friends all the time.
Yeah, and we've definitely all met each other, for sure.
For the most part,
yeah.
I was gonna say there's some level of like this friend is online and therefore far away, but there's even some like level of I've pointed you to their meme sharing over here and you know who they are kind of thing. But yeah, it's like Luke seems very uninterested in sharing his life with Lily at all. And Lily's been a little bit conservative as well, of going, I don't want to tell you who Blaine is. I don't want to tell you that I just came off a bad relationship. I don't want to tell you anything about my old job or if I have any friends or that I'm alone or anything. Like, neither of them have opened up and been vulnerable in any kind of like information sharing way that for me, is a marker of people being more comfortable with each other or having more interest in another person coming into their life.
Yeah.
And so those are big markers for me of either like any kind of relationship building. You start wanting the other person to be a part of your life, whether it's romantic or friendship. You start sharing what you're doing, where you're going, how you're spending your time, and not like a keeping tabs on each other kind of thing. But instead of going, yeah, I'm gonna be busy this weekend, you're like, hey, I'm gonna go see a movie this weekend.
Right.
And it doesn't mean like, or you might even be like, God, I'm gonna go watch the Avengers this weekend by myself because I want to scream at the top of my lungs at the afternoon showing where I know no one will be there because the movie's almost out of theaters. And that is what I'm doing for my me time kind of thing. And they can be like, cool. And I understand this is something my friend does or whatever, or get to know you go to movies by yourself just to be able to scream at the screen. And then you can engage on one of their hobbies, one of their interests, or how they spend their time. Again, going like, I'm going up to, hike such and such place, and you do hiking or whatever. And, or it's like, yeah, I spend all the weekends with my family, doing work for them, that kind of thing. So I'm never available on the weekends. And I'm using a weekend example a lot, but that's one of those things where if you work with someone and you know them, that's the part of their life that you don't know them in.
Yes, absolutely.
And so that's kind of one of those things of them, neither of them being interested in sharing much personal information, and especially Luke really keeping stuff away, feels like he's not interested in getting any closer to Lily.
But also, again, Lily also perpetrates this similar behavior. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't really, again, not feeling the chemistry here. It's fine.
For her, it feels like, to me, it feels like she's hiding things because she wants to seem more desirable. She wants to seem less like she has anything that could be a barrier to him liking her.
It also could be him doing the same thing, which I always think is really interesting when basically you're all like, you're all hiding shit for the same reasons.
And it's
Maybe you should work on it.
Like, you should talk to each other. All right. Figured we could patch up the road, and by that I mean replace and repair the whole thing.
Please! Oh, all right. I still got some stuff from when I patched up my driveway. I'll go grab it.
Because asphalt is exactly the same as, like, tiling a driveway.
Oh, exactly.
Because if I remember right, he put, basically your little, like, outdoor tile kind of thing. A few hours later. What do they call paving stones? He used paving stones.
That is not the same.
What is that? Whoa. I don't...
What?
That looks like gravel instead of a paved road. Like, the way it's soft and there's dirt and stuff.
Super, yeah, I was like, that's really dirty.
And there's grass in it.
Huh?
Our road to nowhere is looking okay. I mean, quite nice, I'll say to you.
Take some dedication to just decide to put a road in your yard for the aesthetic. Wow, your family must be really feckin' rich. Yeah, they are.
They might be, and it's kind of amazing that we just repaved an entire road. Looks like we did it pretty shoddily and, with a real soft watercolor aesthetic, possibly pastel, or chalk aesthetic. But we did do it. No lines painted on or anything. Doesn't really look like Route 66 anymore. Just kind of looks like a, kind of more like a gravel driveway. But we got it.
Yay!
It's romantic, putting a road aesthetically in your yard. Okay,
I have noticed there's a lot of usage of the word romantic. Have you observed this?
Recently?
Yeah.
Lily keeps going romantic, 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 romantic.
If I say it enough,
it will happen. It will exist. So the problem I'm having here is he's going, putting a road in your yard for the aesthetic is pretty fucking extra. And she's not going, the idea of building a literal, diorama to where you fell in love is romantic. She's just saying, no. Putting a road in your yard is romantic. I think road yards are romantic.
I'm also, I don't quite think it's that. I think also there's this, a level of going, I'm having such a fucking disconnect. I feel like he's kind of resistant going, again, the money thing. He seems much poorer than Lily. Weirdly enough. And Lily seems completely disconnected from the idea that this is a shit ton of money to just drop on something that you interact with maybe once or twice a year.
If at all.
If at all.
I can see that. And so him going, wow, a whole ass paved, real, asphalt road. And her going, but it's just romantic. And so she's just thinking of the bigger concept altogether.
We just have a giant rose garden all for us that literally does nothing except be a rose garden. And we just have it on this land that
I love that she just said it's romantic, but here she's just shooting off her mouth impressively, long dialogue of it's romantic, said in Cantonese, which takes 487 syllables to say if you're translating it directly from one to the other. I have no idea if that's true, but I think that sounds funny, and I hope that's not racist. I picked Cantonese randomly. I know that some languages you have much greater translations to get one thing to another, sort of like when I mentioned back there, a word that's indescribable indescribable and can't be, translated at all. And then they use a whole paragraph to translate it really cleanly, and there's your translation.
And you go, which is actually, though, what I was kind of thinking, where you'd be like, we're saying romantic, and then, in Cantonese, we actually go off, and it's a huge, long sentence trying to describe the exact type of
what
romantic
means in this context. That's
I could see that. Honestly, that makes me giggle.
Perfect.
But
that works so well.
All right.
Romantic, then.
It's something.
She does. She gets so irritated when he doesn't line up with her, instead of just going, okay, why do you think differently? And again, romance can be done a lot of different ways, but just me not feeling it. My entire thing for this whole thing is going to be order of operations, and I don't feel it.
It looks terrible.
It doesn't.
It is something.
It doesn't look like a paved road anymore, and definitely the lines are gone, and isn't a reproduction or recreation of the other one
At all.
But
yeah, I'm kind of annoyed by it too.
Also, you could have cleaned up the end, like right here. You could have made a nice entry point from this garden to that garden, instead of being tapering off your stones, having basically nothing, and then you have an awkward broken edge of a road.
Yeah, it's sort of
same thing over here, leaving all the grass in it and stuff. I disapprove. Oh, repaint road markings. Okay, I want to do this one out of order because I want that road to look better immediately.
You're like, please.
And I wonder if we repaint it, if it actually refinishes the whole thing and gets rid of the grass and stuff like that. You're awfully quiet all of a sudden, even though you haven't been talking much this whole time at all. And I've always had more dialogue than you this whole game.
Yep. Oh, I was just thinking about painting the road lines.
That's something I was thinking about too. So, what happened is he got a few hours later.
More a few hours later.
Okay, how many hours do you have in your day? Because we've should have passed 20 at this point.
Yeah.
Okay. The grass is still there.
Yeah, it's still frustrating.
And you painted a cute little decorative Route 66 on it for fun, which stylistically, okay. How did you get your paint to stick to the dirt over here by Holly, though? I need to know.
I've seen it before, but it's also the dirt is weird. I've seen it more on plants more than dirt.
Okay, I would say, but I've seen it sort of accidentally, the sort of thing if we just casually didn't finish it out, not we intentionally created a really clean, crisp, edged line into the dirt.
Does it look weird?
It does. It does. Done!
Yay!
We got an important phone call, and he's not sharing with us, and we know. So
terse. That's terse.
I know, but I was just didn't she say done?
Oh.
And then her next line...
Do we have another problem with done?
I guess. So terse. Or are we talking about your silence is terse, but since it's literally how fast you click, there's not a lot to do. I need to know what terse means real quick, because I don't hear it very often. Forgive me.
There we go, I can spell.
There we go,
definition. Alright, sparing in the use of words or abrupt. Honestly, that sounds more
that sounds like she's
said
responding
done.
to him. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm I don't...
And she's responding to him so terse. Yeah, because you were very abrupt and short. You were so concise.
Done!
And not impassioned. Yeah,
I'm
because otherwise she's responding to herself. Because he said nothing, and saying nothing isn't being terse. Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, that's...
All right, again, more mistakes further you get into the game. There we go.
That's fine. What? You never felt like the person right in your life got kind of tired towards the end of the workday and just phoned it in for a while?
Are they making fun of themselves doing this badly right now? Oh my god.
Oh my god,
okay,
that's sort of cute.
Guys, I appreciate conceptually that is funny. And I appreciate that falls in line with some of the critique that we've been doing, which is fabulous. But if you recognize it, why didn't you just fix it? Instead of having people go, wow, the game seems like it's dropping in quality. No, we deliberately dropped it in quality for a while so we could put this joke in. Hey! Or, we were aware that our quality was dropping and we just let it ride because this joke worked so well.
Honestly, it's kind of funny.
It is funny. I'm saying it is funny. I'm just going, you really sacrificed your game quality for this? All right.
Here we go.
The meta is fun. Points for the meta.
Yes.
I also that's the game designers going, we're tired of writing this story. Already? You haven't even finished your original story for the 30 days of the original game, and you're admitting on screen that you're tired of writing. I'm
on defeat. I'm completely defeated, is what I am.
You've been unfooted. They got tired of her dialogue, too. This is meant to be a long joke.
Yeah.
Nah. Extremely tiny.
Yep.
All right, everyone. Appreciate that joke. It's one of the better ones here.
Me neither. Dump that loser, Lily.
We're not dating, Mom! then freezes and does her wide-eyed look, stares at Luke. Oh, shit.
Kim. Well, at least it's out.
Alright, well, now we've said it.
Hey! Now you've said it.
Alright, guys, well, I just am like, your painted lines perfectly even over the grass and into the dirt. Why? Alright, everybody, so that's
one of those things going, like, I get people being tired, but almost to me, I'm also, on some level, going, you must have really gotten bored.
And conversely, over here, the lines don't even continue to the end of the actual road. They just stop before your paving stops.
It's probably because, guess what? Those bushes are painted on, and they couldn't continue the lines, or else it would be on top of the bush.
It's the different layers. They can't do it with the art layers. Alright, well...
Like, we merged the layers for the digital art, now we can't go back!
No! Alright, well, thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, if you like what we do, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and also please feel free to go check out our Ko-Fi or Patreon, and also please feel free to share our videos if you're having a good time with us. Other than that, though, I have been Scandal.
And I have been Lies.
And it was great playing with you. Bye!